Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is SP Jimmy, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Dominator archetype in City of Heroes 2019. We're going to talk about the primary abilities, the secondary abilities. We're going to go over some Pines builds and stuff like that as well. And you may have noticed I'm changing up the format of this video from my previous, class guides and overviews to make it a little bit more less laggy. Basically, we're not going to be playing City of Heroes while I do this. I'm going to use some of the websites and stuff that I've dug around, and that's going to give us, and what I think is actually going to show us a little bit more detailed information as to each of the power sets as we look. So it might be a little bit easier. Let me know if you like it. I think it's going to come out a lot better. Before we start talking about Dominators, we need to understand what their inherent ability is. So I'm just going to read through that here, and then we'll talk about ways that you can enhance it, make it better. It's actually really cool and really strong and has different effects in PvE and PvP as well that we'll get to. So, domination. Nothing delights a dominator more than inflicting pain. When a dominator attacks, his sadistic nature grows. When your domination bar is over 90%, you can activate this power to unleash his true potential. Your control powers will typically last 50% longer and will more easily dominate stronger opponents. Additionally, you will fully recharge your endurance. Domination lasts for 90 seconds and recharges in 200 seconds. The recharge can be reduced by self and ally buffs, but cannot be slotted with enhancements. Let's pause for a moment. So the goal in most builds is to get perma domination to where you can kind of double stack it or always have domination up, which is going to make your character insanely powerful. Make sure that you're using domination basically any time that it's up. Don't save it for something that may or may not happen. The more that you use domination, the more it's filling up, going back and forth, and you should definitely try to get that recharge to a maximum of the effect that you're getting. And we'll see in the Pines build some that are definitely Perma Dom as well. All right. Domination protects the villain from knockback and knock up, repel, disorient, hold, sleep, immobilize, fear, and confuse effects. It can be activated even while suffering from them to break you free. Domination doubles the magnitude of the villain's own disorient, hold, sleep, immobilize, fear, and confuse effects for their normal durations, then keeps them going at normal magnitude for half that amount of time longer. Debuffs and other secondary effects are not improved, so you need to keep in mind which powers are affected, which powers aren't, similar to if you're using Power Boost, which is also available to Dominators in some of their abilities. Like with other classes, it's only going to affect certain buffs, and you would only want to use certain abilities to benefit during the short amount of time that you have that buff available. A Dominator's domination level is shown by an orange bar between endurance and experience points. It rises each time the Dominator attacks. It rises faster if the Dominator has more teammates. This is a mild effect with 1 or 2 teammates. But on a large team, Dominators can be brought from 0 to over 90% with fewer than 10 attacks. The domination level falls very slowly when not used. It's automatically reduced to 0 90 seconds after domination is activated. So if you have hasten up as well and you're able to use more abilities quickly, that's also helping you add and increase and build your domination bar there as well. Okay, so let's look here now at the Dominator. Your primaries are control. Your second, like similar to controllers, a secondary is assault, which is kind of a combination of either ranged attacks, melee attacks, or some sort of special abilities. We're going to look through each and every one of these primary and secondary power sets specifically. But here's the thing. Anything could work in PvE, right? And a couple things are going to do better in PvP. And we might notice a pattern with the ones that we see in PvP, and I think it's going to be pretty obvious why you would pick those combinations, but you could mix and match, same with any other class, to fit the theme or idea that you have for your character. Okay, let's get to it. So the first one that we're going to look at here is Darkness Control. See how much more information we get versus just viewing the actual game itself. Dark Grasp is still, I believe it's still broken in PvP as like the really long duration that you're not supposed to use with people. They get a single target confuse, which I'm not a big fan of, but they do get Haunt, which is going to be nice. And if we scroll down here, we can see as well the specific buffs and set categories that these abilities would be getting. What you want to keep an eye out when you look through these builds is any weird secondary effect that not every other build is going to get. So like Confuse, for example, I know that that has a proc for mass confusion that maybe only other mind controllers would be the only ones who get that. So if I scroll down here, so you get a fear proc there, accurate to hit debuff, which I'm sure a lot of them have. What is this? Your Haunt ability is going to give you pet damage, recharge intensive pets, so you can put the res debuff and some other procs on that as well. That would be good. Let me, oh, now we'll stay close. Okay. Heart of Darkness. Nothing too special there. I don't even really like stuns that are player based like that. I'm not a big fan of stuns in that form. I've never been a fan of the Tenubra's Tentacles, or I guess Living Shadows. It looks like it has minus fly, which is really its only saving grace. But other than that, you could proc some Immobilize into there, maybe a hold or something like that. With the Confuse here, we'll see if anybody takes it. I think I have a dark build lined up, but you could get the proc for Mass Confusion. So it's actually not just doing one person. Or damage, but then that defeats the purpose if you put damage procs on a Confuse, because it's not supposed to pull aggro, but that's what would happen if you hit him with side damage or something like that. And that's about all I see. The Umbra Beast, which is a big cool wolf, also gets recharge intensive pet and pet damage, so he can get some procs in there as well. Pretty nice if you want some good pets with the dark primary. Now, Earth Control, if were you to do this between a controller or on a Dominator, I think that Earth Assault, like the secondary Earth, it looks really good. I would maybe want to do primary Earth Control on a controller instead, because it's a little bit more lockdown. The problem is you're not really doing damage with quicksand or salt crystals or, well, stalagmites you do. Your Earthquake doesn't move around. It's really slow where it stays. I'm not a big fan of this unless it was on a controller whose idea was to lock down and maybe buff the team a little bit more. But you would get Animate Stone there as well. For Electric Control, you're going to be doing the minus endurance effect to your foes. You also get, here, I'll leave it up there. You also get the conductive or player-based AoE minus end, self plus recovery and plus regen. That looks pretty nice. That could probably add to your survivability a bit. Ranged chain AoE, foe confused with synaptic overload. Wow, that looks like fun. So it jumps around from enemy to enemy and it's going to confuse them. And then you have the gremlins here, who I'm sure take the recharge of pet damage and recharge of pet as well. Enhancements, jolting chain AoE, foe knockdown. Now this looks like a more damage focused. This doesn't do AoE damage. That doesn't do damage, or does it? Static field and paralytic. Let's see. If those deal damage, it's worth it. Yep, paralyzing blast does. Static field does damage. Oh, it's totally worth it. This is a great AoE power set that you're just going to be able to hit him with everything. That looks like a lot of fun. Electric Control for Dominators. On to Fiery Control. Now, of course, you get the imps, but you're not able to buff the imps like you could with a Fire Kinetics. So I'm going to say this is probably one instance or another instance where maybe the controller version is better, but I'm sure that it's good on Dominator as well, because you are getting that burn effect and you are going to be able to deal a lot of damage, especially with whatever secondary you get. And if you were to maybe power boost up some of these abilities, I can see you doing some good like effects with Flash Fire or Cinders. Cinders doesn't take damage. Bonfire is always nice, but Flash Fire, okay, Flash Fire does take damage, but Smoke doesn't take. So you got like two of these aren't even dealing damage. They're just status effects, which doesn't really help you set up containment because you're not a controller. So I think electric is probably better than that. Gravity control, I've heard good things about as well. The singularity pet is supposed to be really good right now, especially if you put the sudden acceleration knockback to knockdown. I believe you can have him just hold people down on the floor nonstop, which is awesome. You get wormhole, teleporting your foes around, which is fun to do. Gravity distortion is a good, nice hold that you can put a lot of procs in because it's got a large recharge time. Dimension shift, you can kind of grief around and turn people intangible. You do get the eventual group immobilizing crushing field plus gravity distortion, so you're getting a lot of crush on them. And then you get your, as a dominator, this is going to be nice for you, crush, lift, and then propel. Or I guess, oh, they changed it up a little bit. Gravity distortion, lift, and propel, I would imagine. I don't even think you should take lift, honestly. I took lift on my mind and I ended up getting rid of it because it doesn't do anything except for smashing damage, slightly different, but these are all smashing damage. You should just do crush, gravity distortion, and then propel, and then that would be your 3 single target, bam, 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 and then you have a couple extra things on the side if you need. Yeah, forget lift. Look at this. I bet you can't even slot any cool procs into lift. Knockback and range damage. Yeah, there's nothing that you would need. It's the same on mind. Get rid of it. It's garbage. Here is ice control. And between controller and dominator for ice control, I don't think it really matters. You're adding to your own survivability with Arctic air. Ice Lick to knock them down, so you're kind of increasing your own survivability there in addition to Flash Freeze and Glacier. A lot of holds. I'm not, and I'm sure it does fine damage, but something tells me that this is just better on a controller because they're focused more on a control aspect, and you want something that maybe does a better effect for more damage. However, it does have some slow in there and minus recharge, and I think that that could be, yeah, hold, slow movement, hold, slow movement. You get sleep. Oh, Flash Freeze is asleep for containment that you don't have to worry about. Yeah, just a lot of slow. Oh, and you get confused with Arctic Air, which be careful. I was doing Depths from Below, and somebody had Arctic Air on, and they made us mess up the badge because they didn't realize it would confuse the cadavers to attack the AV as well. Kind of funny. Good power set. Onto Mind Control, which is probably one of the better choices for a Dominator. You getting that psi damage, same thing. I don't think that you should take Levitate. What you do is in Mesmerize, you put a proc to hold so that it doesn't matter if they hit, they're still going to be held even though it's just asleep. And then you don't take Levitate, but you take Dominate. And that's about it because you have your recharge for everything else. You don't need these 3 abilities. The only nice thing about Levitate is that it's smashing damage versus Psionic. And it has minus fly, but nobody has fly, right? It never works, and you can't even add any cool procs to it, so it's kind of a waste. I felt like every time I was using Levitate, I was wasting a power. I was wasting a move when I should have just been stacking more and more holds, which as a Dominator, you want to be just stacking as much as you can. You could go for Confuse. I'm not a fan of Confuse. I just like Mass Confusion because I throw it out once. It's a little control on the next group where I can engage the next group and then start adding damage and dealing with them. But Confuse, if you want to like solo AVs and just have Ghost Widow kill everybody around her, I guess you can do that. Somebody said, I was reading a guide called Playing with Other People's Toys, and it was just about how you wouldn't even fight. You would just confuse and sleep and do all this stuff to make sure that you didn't kill anybody. That might be fun. Telekinesis, really, really strong. Total Domination, which you can just, there's so much lockdown with Mind Control. You just jump in, you go Total Domination, Terrify. I don't even take Mass Hypnosis because that's just for setting up containment on a controller, and it's like, you don't even need that. Except in like a few rare situations where you want to like stop a mob from running or do something, but who cares? Just Total Dom them. And tell your team to get their butts over there. But mine's really powerful in a good spot right now. Plant Control is always going to be strong. You get the Carrion Creepers. You get your Fly Trap. You get, what's the effect that they do? It's, don't they get Toxic at times as well? I thought they got Toxic. Maybe it'll say. Minus Knockback, minus Fly. It's going to be really good in PvE because anything that you kill, oh, Fly Trap looks so cool. Anything that you kill is going to add to your Where are they? Did I pass them? There you go. The first one, carrion creepers, would start coming out, grabbing foes, slowing their movement, preventing them from jumping. They'll burst out from each live and defeated foe in the area. It's really cool. Everybody notices if you're plant. I notice every time. You also get Seeds of Confusion, which is a cone confuse, very strong. You get Spirit Tree for some healing that not all the other Dominators get. Very, very good power set to pick plant. Now, ooh, we have a special one. Wind is not out yet. It might even not be coming to Homecoming, or I've seen like maybe 1 or 2 people showing quick videos that they got to play it. I want to be able to play it eventually. I think I can get onto some of the other servers and show you guys some of the extra builds. But let's look at Wind real quick. I haven't really seen it outside of those videos, but they get updraft, basically. Yeah, and I understand that they build pressure, which is going to like add to their damage or something like that. Or add to their magnitudes in some way. Foe hold, minus recharge, a lot of minus fly they're putting in. Let's see what else do they get. Immobilize, minus damage foe with breathless, but the ally gets damage. Makes the endurance cost go up for the enemy. Consumes pressure. Okay, this is like a healing version. This is gonna be a lot of fun to play. I hope that my only concern is when they add in new power sets to the games, they might, I don't want to say over-tuned, but like they're just going to be OP, or they're going to be the FOTN, flavor of the month for the while. This definitely looks like a good one. PB AoE, minus speed, minus fly, minus 2 hit, minus damage. So just a lot of minus damage. Thunder Gust, range cone, minor damage, minus 2 hit, pressure builder. Okay, microburst. Ooh, like I've seen a microburst before when it starts raining really hard. Minus defense, minus recharge, minus speed, minus, I guess, oh, they do a stun. They have a confuse. Oh, the end drain foe plus end self. What were they thinking? This thing's like way OP. Range target, hold, moderate damage over time, lethal movement, minus recharge, minus 2 hit. So you get to do minus damage, minus 2 hit, minus fly, plus your own damage, minus their recovery, plus your own recovery, summon vortex. I thought you could, they said you could have a tornado from level 1. I thought somebody said, or maybe that's the attacking version of this, but come on. You can't add the only thing it's missing here, chance for minus defense, which means that you can proc for minus res. The only thing that they're missing is straight minus res, which would be way OP, because then they have like everything in the game. But you can still put a minus res proc on microburst, I'm sure. What's it made out of? Yeah, of course you can. Okay, ha 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 ha. Joke's on us when this comes out. Dark Assault. So now we're done with the controls. Now we're on to the assault. When we look at the assault, we're going to notice some similarities and some differences between them. And I think that that's kind of what's going to guide your decision on which power set you pick, okay? Some of them have, well, this one's not a great example. Some of them have power boost. So you see for Earth Assault here, they have power boost. Dark Assault has Gather Shadows, which is, I guess, kind of similar because it's a self plus special, but it also has plus damage, and it requires, I believe, enemies around you. By collecting shadows from your surroundings, you boost your damage and the secondary effects of your powers. Your powers like heals, debuffs, endurance drains. No. Okay, maybe not. But it does give you plus damage. So I would always say you want one that has a power boost. Okay. This is nice because it also has a snipe. And not all of them have a snipe, and not all of them have a power boost, right? What is this called? Dark Assault. Dark Assault has minus 2 hit, plus special, plus damage, and it has a snipe, and it has an AoE. That'd be nice for you. I'm sure Dark Assault is fantastic. Now, melee attacks on Dominators do a little bit more damage, as we see here. I'm not a big fan of melee attacks, but if I were to do a Dominator, I might take that melee attack and just bind it to follow my target, so I'm never out of range, and you can see my macro guides video on that. That's probably what I would do with Smite here, is make sure that I would never be out of range with it, but everything else looks amazing. And then to Midnight Grasp as well. Foe Immobilize, so you can even put a plus 2 mag stun on that, I'm sure, on Midnight Grasp. Yeah, you can. Oh boy, that looks really strong. I want to roll a Dominator now. This is getting me bad. Earth Assault looks nice. You get that AoE from Trevor, which is also going to be a knockdown. You get Hurl Boulder for the minus fly and that superhero effect. You get the straight plus special, but with no bonus damage from that. Foe Hold from Seismic Smash, Fissure. A little more AoE, I want to say, and you get a toggle player-based AoE damage over time fire. So you're gonna be able to stand in the middle. This might be better as like a farming secondary, and it looks pretty strong as well. You get power boost, but notice that you don't get the snipe here. So this is more PvE versus PvP. Okay, that would still be good. I think all of these would be good. Dominators look like a lot of fun. In lower levels, it's hard to play a Dominator because you can't really support yourself. You need teams and stuff. But as you flesh out your character and figure out your build more, they're actually really strong. I'm actually about to swap over my controller to probably a Dominator pretty soon, especially after looking through all these with you guys. So Electricity Assault, you're getting a build up. You're not getting a power boost, but you are getting a pet with Voltaic Sentinel. So you can get a pet, you can get a snipe, you can get a build up, but you don't get a power boost. So if that's worth it to you, go ahead. Just looking at this, doesn't look like it'd be the one for me. Static Discharge, I don't like cones like that. I don't really need the minus end on a Dominator. I think I'm trying to do something else. So we're starting to see what the differences would be there though. Now Energy Assault is supposed to be really good. And can you take a guess why before I even tell you? Can you guess? Yeah, you're right. It has power boost. It has sniper blast. It has power burst. It has bone smasher. Level 2 that you could take. Oh my gosh. Power push, which has high damage up as well. Looks so strong. You get total focus. So a little bit more on the melee side here, but you do get that snipe. You get that power boost. I think the only thing that you're missing here is like, what would it be missing from the other sets? A little, I guess, Whirling Hands for AoE. No, it looks amazing. And then there's lots of good procs that you can put on here. Firey Assault. Fire Breath. I don't like Fire Breath. Embrace of Fire, self plus damage. So your fire does more damage and you do more damage to everything else, but especially fire attacks, also all other damage. You're getting combustion, you're getting consume for yourself plus endurance. Do you need plus endurance on a Dominator? If you're getting domination, you're gonna get your endurance bar refreshed anyway. So I'm not sure that consume is even really worth it. You do get the snipe though. I would imagine that you get more AoE than this, but you really don't. I don't think that it's worth it. Firey Assault. Maybe I'm wrong, but it kind of kills it for me. Unless you have like fire, and then Embrace of Fire is going to be helping all of your primary fire control powers. That's probably the way to make it worth it. It's just you have to go fire though. Icy Assault. Let's see. Power boost. Chilling Embrace. Why do you want to be in the middle there next to everybody, giving them minus recharge and minus speed when they're close enough to hit you anyways? Ice boost. You are getting that slow to everything, but I'm not seeing anything that sticks out, and I don't see a snipe aside from the power boost. I'm not seeing it. Seems a little slow to me. Looking at Martial Assault. All right. Trick shot, range, moderate damage. Oh, I thought that'd be more. It's a chain. Yeah, chain, moderate damage. Okay, good. So you get a chain, envenomed blade, self plus toxic damage. You get your kick for Dragon's Tail, masterful throw. You do get a snipe. Yay! Oh, I want to see that. I regret not being in game now because I bet you like throw a spear or something. I wonder what that looks like. I'm gonna go look at it after this. Explosive Shuriken, spinning kick. I don't like Caltrops as much. Probably not. There's no. What does Envenom Blades do? If Envenom Blades is better than Power Boost, then maybe. Explosive Shuriken looks okay. What does. You add a toxic venom to all of your attacks for a moderate duration. All damaging powers gain toxic damage. So I guess adding toxic damage, that was my other question, was toxic damage on everything? It can be on everything with your Envenom Blades. That might be interesting. Oh, Envenom Blades and then Masterful Throw. So you're doing a snipe with toxic damage and maybe damage over time toxic if you're lucky. I don't know. Oh, that looks so cool. That looks so fun. Let me know if anyone's tried this out. That looks amazing in Venom Blade. Someone has to do that. What a cool idea. A few more, then we get to look at the Pines builds. Psionic Assault, which has Drain Psych, foe minus regen, minus recovery, self plus regen, plus recovery, but you need people around you for that to work. I'm seeing that you don't get the power boost, but you do get the Psionic Lance. So that's nice. You are getting that snipe ability. You're also getting some Immobilize, some AoE, Telekinetic Thrust. Mind Probe is just moderate damage for a melee. I thought they should all be higher on a Dominator. I heard that Psionic Assault was pretty good, but now I'm looking at this and I think to myself, some of the other ones, like especially Energy Assault, have much better choices. I'm not sure if just the snipe is worth it to have Psionic as your secondary, even if you had Mind primary. Might not even be worth it. All right. I'm trying to find anything else. They hide some smash damage in there, but that's about it. And Disorient doesn't make much of a difference. Maybe Psychic Shockwave just does amazing damage or something. And then Thorny Assault. Thorny Assault is a standard power in the Dominator power set. Fling Thorns, little cone, you get aim. I probably wouldn't use Thorn Drops because I don't like Caltrops. Thorn Burst takes too long for it to be worth it, in my opinion. I guess this could also be something of a farming one if you wanted, but I also don't like the aesthetic for Thorny Assault because it's the same one you would get for a Slash Plant Blaster, and it just ruins costumes for me. And I'm not a fan of it. So, I guess thematically, if you want to like plant Thorny Assault, it's good. Plus, you get a lot more toxic damage than the other classes are able to get, except for maybe that ninja, the martial one. I'm just so spined out by now. All right. Let's go to some of the Pines. I believe that was the rest of those, which is going to put us. So let me just double check. Yeah, Thorny was the last one. Okay, we saw everything. We'll see some of the ancillary and patron power pools as we go into Pines. So the first one that I have to show you guys here is a Perma Dom. I know that this one's Perma Dom because that's how he said that it was. And I'm going to link all of these in the comments down below in the video and perhaps on the Discord as well if you guys haven't already checked the description, and you could be part of the Discord down there. But I'll definitely post this, the rest of these in this video. So this is Mind Energy Assault. Pretty good combination. You see, he didn't go for Levitate either. He didn't go for Telekinesis, which is okay, I guess. He didn't go for this for the Sniper Blast. I'm not sure if I agree with that choice there. But the ATO proc for the has to be this one. For the Dominator is recharge and chance for plus damage, or it can be recharge time and then you summon a fiery orb, which I would imagine does damage. Looking here, it seems though he does not have his ATO slotted, but I do see Contagious Confusion on his Confuse right here, which is going to mean that if he uses Confuse, it makes more enemies around confused. On Mass Confusion, he has Malaise. He's throwing the chance for psionic damage to kind of just maximize his damage output in AoE there as well. Thunder Strike. A little more, this seems like a little more affordable build. You don't need the 3-slot hasten like that. If I take that off, well, yeah, I could take it off. If I take it off, 83%, he's really trying to, come on. He's really trying to get as much as he can to 3-slot that recharge right there. 99%. So I guess it is worth it to him to get it up with a 3-slot because he really wants that Perma Dom. And he went for the personal force field. Nice. Scorpion shield. What a cool build. Tough and weave. His totals are not as good as I thought. No, he doesn't even use many of these. Wow. I believe that effects such as like maneuvers, tough and weave affect dominators. Oh, so yeah, it'd still be worth it to have tough on. Affect dominators slightly less, so they're always going to be a little bit more on the squishy side, even with all the way that this guy has his defense and stuff slotted. But it looks like he's going just for as much recharge time as he can get as well. This is actually, you know, I've noticed this is actually a pretty old build because he has hurdle, health, and stamina. You don't need those anymore. Boop, boop, boop. Could slot those out. So I'm actually going to leave it like this when I share it, and you guys can add your own 3 there because you don't need to slot hurdle, health, and stamina. I might throw in super speed, leaping, super jump. And do I have another? No slots left. No, I have another. I would do probably combat jumping, and then whatever would get me close to acrobatics if I could as well. I'll save that one. Get you another luck of the gambler in there, my friend. I'm sure he would have appreciated not having to take. That's the wrong one. I'm sure he would have appreciated not having to take the fitness power set anymore. It's a quality of life thing I like. There you go. And then one extra. I would just throw in super speed, I suppose. Make him faster. Oh, I have another extra. Let's do a full super speed. There you go. Made it myself. I got distracted there. Okay, so that was the mind energy. Now we're going to look at a dark Dominator. So he went for Dark Grasp, of course, right off the bat. He put, some procs into Dark Grasp. Chance for plus damage on Dark Grasp. Chance for Fiery Orb on Dark Grasp. And he 2-slotted it so that he was able to get the effect of, to enhance his mez effects, basically. On a controller, you have to 3-slot to get the mez effects. Looks like here you only have to, here you have to 3-slot, here you have to 2-slot. So I bet he 2-slots around. I would 2-slot around, get as much of that mez effect as you could. Yep, Red Fortune. He's got his reds. What's his totals? So still not the best, but he's Indomitable Will. There you go. Still not the best, but he's able to get his defense up there a little bit. He's got Possess. Does he have the Contagious? Yeah, Contagious Confusion on Possess. Very interesting. You could do a lot of fun things with Dominators. Heart of Darkness. He went for the proc that would get him, or the set that would get him the recharge time, but he foregoed the defense, and that's okay as well. All right, let's look at the Plant Savage that we have. If we want to go a little more natural, a little more crazy, bloodlust with it, this is a pretty expensive build. Superior's Winter's Bite, Superior Entomb, Superior Avalanche, Superior Everything, Blood Mandate's cheap. Superior, Superior, Superior. Wow, this guy's not messing around. A lot of AoE I'm seeing. No Spirit Tree, no Spore Burst for the sleep. Just lots of damage, lots of AoE. No Call Hawk? Come on. You don't want a Hawk? Feral Charge. Yep. That would be a pretty fun build, just wreaking havoc going around. What's his total? What's the totals? Oh boy! Oh, Rune of Protection. That's why. I was like, no way! Look at those high defense levels, and then here, oh, if you can get Rune of Protection, which I'm sure you could get to permanent as well, since he has the probably Perma Dom here. You're gonna be able to do a lot of PvE content with this one. There's no super speed, So he's not going, yeah, personal force field. Looks like a lot of people are going for mace. Beautiful build. Plant Savage. That sounds like fun. Here's a Mind Sai that I don't think that we got to look at yet. He went away from Levitate. He didn't get confused, Mass Hypnosis or Telekinesis. A lot of leadership, Boxing, Tough, and Weave. Woo! Really high defense totals. Pretty good smashing and resistance. Yeah. Indomitable Will. Oh, it just brings Psionic up. Whoa! If you got to use Vengeance, well overcapped. Mass Confusion also has the Contagious Confusion proc, and it looks like he put his ATO transfer buildup in Psionic Lance. Why? See a lot of people using Basilisks with their holds. Always get Luck of the Gambler with some Shield Wall. Siphon Insight. Can even proc out Terrify a little bit better than that. Very strong. Okay. Next we have, this is another Mind Sai. I went for everything except for Levitate. Looks like he maybe didn't finish. He doesn't have his Psychic Dart, Hibernate, Super Speed. Wow. Lot of purples being thrown in. Everybody goes for Contagious Confusion. And then to Malaise. I don't like the plus heal from this. From Entropic Chaos. Oh, and this is an old build as well because he had to take stamina, fitness, hurdle, stuff like that. Yeah, this one's a little bit outdated. So change that one up too. Grav Rad. So this would be fun, little futuristic guy. He has a lot of superior and expensive set bonuses. He went for a 6 slot on Wormhole with the superior ascendancy of the Dominator. He really wanted that defense for some reason. And he went for a 6 slot. A lot of other things are 6 slotted. Superior Frozen Blast, Superior Avalanche. Where's your ATO, bro? Where's your proc? I don't see it. Maybe he didn't want to use the proc. Okay. But he's got Hecatome. He's got some other pretty good purples in there as well. And it looks like his totals are around 46% for defense, 28% for resistance. Rune of Protection comes on, brings him up to the pretty close to cap. Personal Force Field comes on. He's well over cap. Yeah, definitely Personal Force Field to keep yourself alive. I'm seeing a lot of people go for that now. It's probably what I would go for as well. No Singularity, though. I'm not sure I agree with that. And no X-ray beam eyes. No X-ray beam eyes. Those are the coolest looking ones. And the last one that we have to look at here is a Fire Control Psionic Assault. I agree with just about all the choices he made here, except for maybe Flash Fire. Yeah, I'd take Flash Fire over Cinders, perhaps. No Psionic Lance, I don't agree with that. Lot of 6 slots. He's got some Ragnarok, purples for Soulbound Elegius, Touch of the Nictus, and Drain Psych. I'm sure that comes in handy. And his totals are way off the charts. Take off your Rune of Protection there, bud. Really good totals there, even without Rune of Protection. Personal Force Field, and he's, whoa! He's way over capped. That's cool. This guy's going to survive anything. Whoa. Just think maybe change around his attacks a little bit more. Yeah. Also get super speed. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining me. I hope you had as much fun as I did. And I will see you guys in a little bit. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of the decisions or choices that I made with the Dominator. But I hope that it was able for you guys to see the information here a little bit more accurately. And yeah, hopefully the whole video doesn't stutter and leave us on one frame the whole time. All right. And if you guys have had the chance, please do check out the Discord down in the description. We've had some people join recently looking for people to post some pictures and cool stuff in there. And I will see you guys later.